Okay, so today we're going to talk about rat and mouse traps again by the company called Made2Catch. These are metal traps. This is black burnished. And I'm targeting mice. There's also a squirrel that's been in my bee shed. I'm putting these on boards that are in the open. If you've seen my other rat trap videos, usually I put them in shrouded boxes, and I call those boxes of certain death. In this case, we're going to put them in the open, but I'm going to show you how to keep your traps from being hauled away. If the trigger plate falls off like this one did, all you have to do is put the skinny side in first there, put the trigger plate in a vertical position, slide it in, and then slide the thicker side in, lay it back in the flat position, and it's good to go. I bought all these traps for full price at Amazon, of course, where I buy most of my stuff. Now today I'm going to do something different though. How many times have you had a trap go off and you can't find it? Now these have holes in them so you can screw them to boards and things like that, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these traps on this rough cut lumber with hot glue. And then I'm going to put these boards anywhere I want. If you hot glue them like this, by the way, these are stamped, they're really strong. You don't flex them. You can see how thick the material is. These are the galvanized versions here. They will last out in the weather, but these are going to be inside, of course, in my bee shed. This is a high temperature hot glue gun, and I'm using Gorilla Glue. This Gorilla hot glue is fantastic stuff. I've been doing a lot of things with it this year. Much easier than putting screws down and things like that. Plus, it will hold the traps in place, but you can also take a screwdriver and pry them right off if you need to later, because we're going metal to wood and the metal's non-porous, so it has some holding power, but it's not impossible. You can remove them easily. So we're going to get these mouse traps on here. We're testing the mouse and rat traps together, and we're going to see if the rat traps will catch mice or if they're just plain too big. I'm going to put several of them on this open board of death, which is, as I said before, going in my bee shed. I know for sure I have mice in there. I have a red squirrel running around that's just chewing holes in everything. Now here's the thing. I have peanuts still in the shell, so I tear them in half. The open end, I'm going to aim right at the little trigger slide hole there, and I hot glued it right to the plate. That's going to make sure that, mice can come and they lick peanut butter and things like that off trigger plates and they don't trigger it. And we've also put pretzels here. So if we have hard material like these pretzels with the peanut butter inside and the peanuts in the shell, they go to chew that, they're going to trigger it. So we're going to put these on the mice size traps and also on the rat size traps. And here they are, just glued to the board, easy to set. They hold their position. And we put this trigger right through the little hole there. And it's good to go. Very easy. These have nice teeth on them. Nothing's getting away. There we are. We're all hot glued up. And now let's go to the rat traps. Same thing. We're just going to put the high temp glue here on. And again, that's Gorilla Glue. I'm going to put all this stuff down in the video description, links, of course, to where I get them on Amazon. I like the black burnished traps because I think rats and things like that, first of all, they're already afraid of new things, so these traps are going to have to be in place. They're going to have to stay there for weeks or months, so I'm planning ahead for spring. And because when the older rats walk into a space and they see something new, they avoid it. It doesn't matter what's on it, how tasty it is, they're not touching it. And I also think the fact that we're using a trap that's black, it's non-reflective, and I also think that they're not going to be as wary of these as they will other things. I am wearing these nitrile gloves so that I don't put my scent all over it. Rats, again, they're the most sophisticated. They're super smart. Mice don't care. They run right up and bite anything. It doesn't matter what you do. And again, because we're putting hard bait on here, peanuts in the shell, pretzels with peanut butter inside, even a mouse, I'm guessing, if it goes to chew on this, it's going to trigger the plate, even if it's a rat trap. So again, if you had put a rat trap out before with just peanut butter on it, a mouse and even small squirrels and things like that would just lick the peanut butter off and not trigger it. And here we go with the dimensions, 6.5 inches in length on the rat traps, and they are 3.5 inches in width. And of course, if you're going to slide it under something, make sure you have clearance for that trigger to flip through. And these traps, the mouse traps, are 3 3/4 inches in length and exactly 2 inches wide. So they fit anywhere. Same thing. If you're sliding under something, make sure and account for the trigger mechanism, that kill bar to swing down. because if it gets caught on something, you're going to be foiled. So here we are, they're set, and we're on a board again. And I also decided I'm going to make another board, so I have 4 mouse traps on one, I have 2, and here's my combo platter, I'm calling it. And look, I put the edges over, the edges of the traps extend beyond the edge of the wood, and that's so it's easier to get a hold of the kill bar and reset the trap. And again, we hot glued hard bait on here, and we hot glued the traps to the wood. And also in the overhang part, I hot glued a little bead underneath there to hold it better for when you're setting the trap. The hot glue basically, once it sets, has almost no smell that I can tell, but we'll find out to see if they even care. And I stacked 3 peanuts here together for my rat trap. I'm really hoping to target this red squirrel. He's been chewing holes in my shed here. Just look at that. And I've been plugging the holes, and as soon as I put up new lumber and plug the hole, it chews a new location. And here I even used a 2x4 to plug one of the holes it chewed, and then it comes through and chews this door up. So I'm really kind of after that squirrel, and he's been eating black walnuts, so I also have a live catch trap in here. I collected a bunch of his black walnuts and put them in there, and then overnight, of course, we have a deer mouse that's dead. None of these traps have been triggered with nothing in them, so I got that one, and here's another deer mouse over here. So, and here's a rat trap. So even the rat trap nailed it. So if you're going to get just one kind of trap that'll be good for rats and mice, just go ahead and get the rat traps. They work on both as long as you're using a bait that is tough enough to make them vibrate that pedal. Thanks for watching, and look below for links to the items, and we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.